Okay, folks, it's Babbage-nator. We're here in the Long Dark, currently hanging out in Broken Railroad, in the maintenance shed. And we are getting ready to haul food and stuff. The wind is big. Okay. Okay. Stick that here. Oh, can't stick that here.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Why are we so heavy? 62. What is making us so heavy? Oh, we got even more meat that we haven't unloaded.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
We're at 51 kilos of stuff right there. Oh, hold on a second. I have to change out my battery for my mouse, not for me. Oh. Okay, we're back. Let's just add some info about our challenge and a little bit about myself. There we go. Okay. How much do we have left? 50, about 20.
Hot fire. Yeah.
Okay. Are these cured yet? Not quite. Almost cured. Oh, then I guess we probably need to keep a couple of our guts around. Let's take the guts back. And if that's the case, why don't we go ahead and grab guts from this guy.
I can't feel my hands.
Warm up. Oh, all the other ones have disappeared. Okay. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to grab we're going to looking for our remaining wolves on the track, clear those out of the way, little bit of bait. More wolves again. Where are they? So I think our big goal for this stream is to load up our travois and to haul it as much stuff as possible towards the exit. Okay, we're going to grab some more guts from this guy in a second, but on the way back. Fog setting in. What do we got? Let me check this guy. Question is, are there more wolves waiting for us out here? So we're just trying to get our initial survey of the land to see how difficult it will be to drag stuff through here. This far shouldn't be bad at all. I think the hardest part is going to be the collapsed road. So yeah, there's a place where it completely is blocked off. And we will have to come up with an approach for moving that much meat. Of course, what we could do is just drop down, kill the wolf, come back. So which is better? Should we try to cross this way? Should we go over? This might be too steep for the travois. This is the shortest distance. Yeah, this is going to be better for us. Shorter distance. And I believe we figured out we can scale this, come up the other side. There's some way to do this. Worst case scenario, we have to race through the gully again. But hey, Roller. Good to see you. We're just scouting out our path back to Forlorn Muskeg, see if we can deal with any wolves beforehand, and also figure out which is a better way to go in terms of dragging stuff in a travois. So this way seems better at first, and then you have to remember there's like that steep drop down and steep climb back up, and a tree bridge. So none of those things are going to work. So, but we are going to see if the wolf has come back to this area. Yeah, we never got poisoned. That was good. We killed a fair number of poison wolves, but we didn't get poisoned ourselves. We have a wolf down here. Maybe, maybe not. And let us hydrate. Cheers. Thanks. Can't really tell right now. Okay, so yeah, we're going to spend the next few days transporting meat. Trying to get it to the exit. But yeah, we have like 52 kilos of meat. That we can take with us, plus another, what, 15, 16 kilos that we are going to eat before we go. So, it's a lot of meat. And just getting it through to Forlorn Muskeg would be a big win. It would take the pressure off of hunting. Yeah, seriously, we do have the meats. It's kind of impressive. Not kind of, it is impressive how much meat we have. So we dealt with all the wolves on this stretch last stream. So we just have wolves on the other side of the collapsed road. So oh, look at this. We got some visibility again. I believe that's a deer carcass over there. I might as well take advantage of that one. Bunnies. This is the battle between the deer and the dude. Did not go well for either of them. Oh, look at this burdock all over the place. Deer was caught in the flashlight?
Come on, little fire.
Let's eat this thing. $4.38. Do want the hide. Yeah, the buck stops here. That's what you say. And the terrible language of puns. Okay. Gotta get out of here.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Okay. Keep them wagons moving. Moving. I'll take the southern route again. So yeah, we've got 5 days left, or pretty much 4 days left at this point. So We just need to use our time wisely to move as much meat as possible. I am worried about how few arrows we have at this point. We're getting down to the point where we simply cannot afford to lose any more arrows.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry. Come on, little fire. Come on.
Uh-oh.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Working our way back. That one in. We'll put that one in there as well.
The sun is setting. It's gonna get a lot colder soon.
Okay. What do I want here? Okay, perfect. Those are cured. Can do some repairs tomorrow morning. And time marches on. We're on 2:05, I think. Let's see here. Whew. Oh, actually, we got stuff to do here. Okay. So basically, when you can't make any stews without flour to make the turn it into a stew and not a soup. When is Blackrock? Oh, Blackrock. Here, give us a. Blackrock is last. 2:05. So we currently are planning on going to Forlorn Muskeg when we have to make a visit to Bleak because we haven't been to Bleak yet. And then pop back out in Muskeg. And then go Mystery Lake. Then Winding River, PV, and then we did the final sequence of Keeper's Pass and Blackrock. Yeah, I know. It's basically, we're trying to repeat the last time we almost finished this, which was get all ready to Blackrock and then roll something ridiculous, panic, get stuck in a blizzard, and trapped against the cliff and die. So we're trying not to do that again. So I think we're basically done with our list here. Move meat to exit. Okay. Okay, we need the guts now. It's boots. Wow. We're gonna need a lot more deer hides. I'm counting on FM to have like our extra hides. I think we stockpiled a whole bunch there. And I think the same thing is true for saplings. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm also hoping that I somehow miraculously remember where I left the hammer in Muskeg, because it was none of the places that I assumed it was going to be. So Clearly we were clever and we left it someplace that I don't know. I think it was the entrance to Mystery Lake. I think we put it there. Expecting we would pick it up on the way back in. Or maybe we left it in Poacher's Camp. I can't remember. Okay, how windy is it? We go ahead and warm up our teas. Couple things we need to do. First thing we need to do is we need to figure out how to lighten our load. Keep one. Okay. We don't need two of these either. Temporarily drop this. Don't need that.
Come on, little fire. Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Okay. So much meat. So we're at 2:05. We have 4 more days. So we have a little bit of time to inch things closer. This wind is pretty relentless. It's just not letting up today. Hopefully we can make it through this. We go up here? Too steep? We're good? We're good. Okay, this is where it gets to be the real test. How far up can we take the travois before we officially hit problems? Oh, we made it here on almost in one entire teacup. Okay, so this is definitely the limit to where we can take it. Okay, how heavy are we? 48. We got 55 kilos of stuff here. The most I think I can take at a time is 64. I think that's as much as I can get. So I think it is easier to go down the other way here. Yeah, and at this point, I think we just drop everything. Is there a way back up here? Might not be. I think we might have to go... Oh, maybe the way is back up this way? Or is that too steep still? That's too steep. So I think it's a one-way trip. So we have to go back around. Yeah, we want to deal with the wolf down here anyways, so we have less competition, less hassle. Are you a wolf down here, or did we already deal with the wolf down here? I think the wolf, we must have lured the wolf out somehow. Because I have not seen the wolf down here. Unless the wolf is patrolling on the other side, further down, but we'll see. Really all we're doing is we're running a circuit. We're just... not the most efficient way, but pretty much the only way to get the meat across. Otherwise, we'd be trying to take the travois through here, and that would just be even worse, so... So I think we can take another load across, and then we have to head back. One, two, three.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Okay, 25 left. Yeah, this is, we're delivering groceries, is what we're doing. This butcher delivers straight to the doorstep. Get a new board chair. Yeah, haven't heard the wolf down here, so I'm going to hope that the wolf is not around. I think I might be pushing our luck to do another delivery. I think we still have to work our way all the way back, so let's just focus on getting back. One, 5, so that's 2 more trips. 2 more trips across. Well, let's just check that we didn't drop anything else. I think we dropped everything in the maintenance shed. Should just be our travois here. Yep, just the travois. This is 205. 206, we will finish moving stuff to the other side. And maybe have time to even drag it all the way. To the entrance, leave, and rush back here. See how the timing works on that. Okay, we're making good time. Come back, eat something. Okay, I think we're out of ruined meat. So we can just eat this off the ground. Pull a few more torches for the morning.
Perfect. Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
5-second rule becomes 5-day rule? Yeah, something like that. Whew. Mushrooms. Okay, what do we need to repair here? What else can be done? Let's see.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
No, that's everything. I think we need more firewood. Oh, we can get these crates. Just Astrid lying in bed, sharpening her knife, and her axe. Yep. Oh, no traveling today. $65. We are on day 206. 3 days left. Perfect. Okay. Uh-oh. Don't like it. Could go back to Blizzard in a second. Oh, that feels better. Actually, I shouldn't have lit that match, because we don't need the torch. Well, maybe we do, to warm up something.
Come on, little fire. Come on. I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Hey, moving along. That's what I was worried about. We are at 28 matches. It's not good. Need more matches. Oh, we got trouble again. Wolf is back. He's coming back. Where is he? Went after the rabbits. Where you at, rabbit? Where's he at? I hear him, I just don't see him. Oh, there he is. There's more mushrooms here.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
We don't need any of this. Okay, thankfully the wind died down. It was a gamble, but it worked.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
See if any other wolves have resurfaced. I don't know what it is about Broken Railroad, but it's just been spawning wolves all over the place. Like, constantly wolves everywhere. I kill them, they come back. I kill them, they come back. There's a lot of wolves. I'm not even fully harvesting the wolves and they're coming back. Here we are again. Ah! Lost it. It's not making me feel any more comfortable about this. Wish I had a fire striker that had more than 25% on it. Or 28 or whatever it's at right now. Is the wolf down here? Did he spawn in? No. Okay. Nope, they're all cold. Okay. We should be good on this side. So I think we should be able to now successfully haul the last of it over to the other side.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Put it all into the travois and drag it. Okay, so we have enough time to cart everything over to the other side, but we're not going to take it to the exit yet. We're going to... Actually, there's no need to haul it to the exit at this point. We're good. Okay, let's deploy.
not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
So much meat. Move the underweight pieces over and we'll just eat them. Okay. Okay, see? We made it over. We brought everything over to this side. And we have a few days to go. Now we have to rush back. Well, the weather's still warm. So yeah, we're on day 206. We leave on 209. So we're able to move all the meat over to the other side. Blizzard's coming.
I can't feel my feet. I've never felt so cold in my life.
I think out of necessity we're going to have to use a match here. We need to get ourselves warmed up. Means using a couple teas.
One little fire.
Hey. Good to see you, Rootbeard. Hope you're having a good weekend. Astra is just out for a little stroll. Been spending the last 2 days having Astrid haul stuff. So we moved our travois to the other side of the roadblock. Oops. So we should be able to just take the travois all the way out. Then we'll have like this gigantic supply of food. When we get to Forlorn Muskeg. I did a tiny bit of work. I guess I did some work on the opera. I did one client meeting, and I worked on some homework. Which I'll probably, after this stream, finish up the homework.
Find some place to escape this cold.
But I also watch a lot of anime, so there's that. Oh, the wolf is officially gone. Guess we'll find out in the morning if these wolves respawn.
Starting to feel numb.
Safe! We made it back. $38, $44. Do a shout out here. Okay. No, our flask is empty. I thought we had teas left over in there. We don't. Okay, we're gonna have to be careful. So we can get 2 more teas. I think we're going to make burdock tea just so we have some more teas. Okay. Where's our water?
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Okay, we broke everything here. Don't think there's anything else in there. $58, $52. Okay, so we don't forget it. I think we should go back to the hunter's cabin, hunter's lodge, and grab some more cloth. So we're gonna make a quick trip back. Hopefully there's no new wolves. rabbits. So we are currently on number 207. We have 2 days left.
Jeez, this is cold.
Let's see who we have up here today.
Wait, I'm so cold, I'm warming up a bit.
If it wasn't so cold, I would go check out that side, see if I can find more tea. But this wolf back? Sounds like we have a wolf back here. It's the flag. I was like trying to hear what was making that noise. Ta-da! I would love for us to find another pack of matches somewhere that we missed, but I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, it's not just me that has that moment where it's like, what am I hearing? Let's see, anything else that we want to fix up? Everything else is fine. We just need more deer hides. Man, too windy. I don't really want to go back through this. Is there anything that needs crafting? Nope. Guess we'll just pass time. Okay, this is not too bad. We can do this. We stick our head over here. See if there's any T's. I don't think I've checked out this cave yet. What do we got in here?
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Oh, okay. So thank you. 81% Fire Striker just solved our fire problem. Because we're down to only, let's see, 24, yeah, 27 matches right now. And a 26% Fire Striker before that. So I was worried about making it to the very end of this challenge. But now we've got an 81% Fire Striker, so I'm feeling much better. Oh, look, there's this guy too. We need more? We need a deer hide, I think. Oh, he's invisible when we do this. Interesting. This is the wrong tree bridge. I want this one. Certainly paid to explore. That was worthwhile. Uh-oh, where are we now? Oh, we've been here before. Okay. Oh, okay. Perfect. That's where we are. So I think what it looks like is our trip into Forlorn Muskeg will wait until next stream, which will probably be Monday night, tomorrow night. Don't want any surprises. So we're only at 13 arrows now. We're like under 15. It sounded like a wolf growl, but it was stomach growl. Okay. They're not quite cured. Okay, how are bows at 72, 73. 13 arrows. Okay. What am I watching anime-wise? That's a good question. Let me pull it up here for a second. Tell you which ones I'm watching. Okay, so let's see. Oops, that's not what I want. So what have I been watching? I think like some of the ones I'd recommend. Okay, for silliness and fun, there is a series called let's see what it's called. Marshall Magic and Muscles, which basically is about a guy who lives in a world where everyone has magic abilities, but he is born without magic. And if people are born without magic, they're supposed to be killed at birth because they're not expected to survive anyways. But he is found abandoned in the forest, and this very weak magician decides to raise him anyways. And so instead of learning magic, he just trains his muscles until he is so ridiculously strong that basically does all these really ridiculous things that might as well be magic, right? And what eventually happens is he goes to town and accidentally is discovered as not having the markings that would indicate he had a magic ability, and so his guardian, the person that took him in, decides to disguise. He and like the person that tracks him down decide that they will actually disguise him to look like he has the proper magic markings, and enroll him in school. And so he's in a magic academy. He knows no magic whatsoever, has no inherent magic ability. He just has amazing strength. And so like things like they have like and it's a parody. It's a parody of like Harry Potter and a lot of other shows. There's at one point they have to compete in a team sport, which is basically like Quidditch, where they're flying on brooms, and like they make him the team captain, and they expect him to like perform, and so he just literally jumps up into the air and moves his feet so fast that he's like basically a helicopter in the air on the broom, and like other ridiculous things like that. So there's 2 seasons of it. There's a current season that's airing, and then there's a previous season, but that's pretty funny. So it's Martial Magic and Muscles. It's just silly, right? And then I'm also watching. So I read a lot of the manhwa. This is a Korean manga called Solo Leveling, and it is now an anime, and it's fantastic. It's just getting started this season though, so there's not much of it to watch, but it's really good. Also watching Kingdom, which is about the creation of the first Chinese empire. And it's in its 5th season, and I'm currently watching, I think, the 4th season right now, so I'm getting caught up. And then sometimes I watch things that border more on like shoujo, like so a little bit more like female protagonist type things. But I like this one. It's called Seventh Time Loop. The villainess. Let's see. This one is good. The villainess enjoys a carefree life, married to her worst enemy. So anyways, this one's different from the typical isekai in the sense that she is not from another world. She has just lived her life 7 times. Every time she dies, she comes back to the same moment, and she decides to... So anyways, in this one, she comes back on the 7th time round. Each life she's lived, she's always like, it starts off with her being her engagement to the prince is canceled, and there's a big scandal, and she's driven out, and always has an unfortunate end. Well, the first time she has an unfortunate end, and then she decides that she's going to try something different in the second life. So she becomes a merchant, and then in different life she tries working as a maid. She tries doing different things. By the 7th time round, or the 6th time round, she was a palace guard. And every single time she dies because there's a war, and the war is caused by this particular prince character from a foreign nation that ends up, causing this war. And in the 6th life that she lived, she was killed defending her kingdom as one of the palace guards, and slain by this foreign prince. And so in the 7th time round, she finds herself inadvertently, due to her choices, she decides that she's going to become engaged to him instead. And she has all the benefits of having lived these 7 different times, or 6 different times. So she knows exactly what's going to happen in terms of the unfolding of history and the events that will happen. And so she uses her knowledge to try to save lives and to craft a better life or ending for, it's like Edge of Tomorrow in that sense. But she chooses a different path every single time. And then another one, which is also a little bit more on the shoujo side, but very good, is like a fresh take on the isekai concept, is let's see if I can find this. What's it called again? Dr. Elise. The royal lady with the lamp. In this one, the main character was, again, she had lived her life as a spoiled brat who ends up engaged and marries a prince who then becomes the emperor. And as the empress, she grossly exploits her power, causes all sorts of problems. And in the end, there's such a rift between her and the emperor and the people that they actually burn her at the stake and kill her. And she dies, and she wakes up in our world, in our modern contemporary world, and she lives a new life, and she decides that she's not going to be, she wants to atone for all the horrible things she did in her previous life. So she becomes a doctor, and then she lives her life as a doctor, and she's a phenomenal doctor, and she's sent to Germany to perform a surgery. And while on the flight to Germany, when the engine fails, the plane crashes, a lot of people are injured, and she ends up trying to save as many people as possible. And then she comes across someone who's got internal injuries, like organs have been damaged, and she ends up sacrificing her own organs to save this individual, and then dies before the rescue team could get to her. And then she wakes up again, and she is back in the previous world, the first world that she lived in, at the moment in which she wakes up when she's, like, I think 15 years old, on the day before her engagement's supposed to be announced to this prince. And so she decides that she is going to try to break the engagement and try to change her life path and use her modern science and medicine to save as many lives as possible. So yeah, Forgotten City is a great game. I've played that too. Yeah, very, very well written. So, anyways, like there's a few of them like that, and then another one which I've read the manga for. Another one which is really fantastic. Dude, don't get me started on this. This is I will go on and on about like things that I'm watching that I really like. Um, so this one has a really unassuming title, but it's actually quite brilliant. It's Sasaki and Peeps, which is basically about a an old like a middle-aged guy who works in an office who has a really normal boring life and then decides to buy a pet bird, and the pet bird turns out to be the reincarnated is a reincarnated archmage from another world, who has been looking for someone to partner with and can still communicate. And so basically the bird enables the teleportation or the gate between the two worlds and brings him over to the other side, and they decide that they're going to run a business. But things never are simple as that, and then it ends up like there are other things happening in our world that pull in, that create other complications and things like that. It's a great series. Kind of, except for Blackjack stays in his world. He doesn't move between worlds back and forth. And then like another one which is quite good. You could read the manga for this, but the anime is looking quite good. The Unwanted Undead Adventurer is about a guy who is a very mediocre adventurer who finds a secret section of the dungeon and inadvertently stumbles into a dragon who kills him. But instead of dying, well, he does die. He discovers that he's not dead. He's actually undead now, and he's a skeleton. And so he still has his consciousness, but he now looks like a monster. And so he then decides that he's going to try. Quite by accident, he discovers that he can evolve as a monster, that he can go from a skeletal form, a skeleton, into a zombie, and then perhaps to other things beyond that. And so that's what he sets out to do, is to evolve himself and then somehow be able to reconnect to his old friends back in, above ground in the city, while having to somewhat conceal his identity. But it's really, really quite good. Anyways, so many great, like this. I mean, there's another one that I really like the art for. I've been really impressed with the art. It's a very slow moving one, but let's see, what was it called? So really slow moving. Artwork's beautiful. Where was it here? It is. Well, this is not the one I was thinking of, but another one that's quite good is the Apothecary Diaries. That one is about a young girl who grows up in the red light district in the Imperial City in China, and is trained as an apothecary, as a pharmacist, until she is kidnapped and sold to the imperial court, to be a servant. And so she initially conceals the fact that she can read and write, but it comes out that she can't help but meddle with things, especially when someone is possibly poisoned. She identifies what actually happened, and then it leads her to taking on a role within the court, not in a huge official capacity, but like people become aware that she actually can solve crimes and medical concerns and things like that. So that one's actually quite good too. But anyways, yeah, lots and lots of great shows right now. There's more, but those are the ones that I'm watching at the moment. Yeah. Okay. Let's get back to figuring out what we're doing here. Almost time for sleep. Almost time to wrap up. 2:07. Okay. So... exit. Okay. I mean, is there anything we need to... $94, can't fix those. 93, 93. Too early. That's fine. Yeah, they're not... Nothing's worth fixing right away. Okay, so we're basically... I need to make more water, but... Ooh, okay. If you read the manga, you'll be ahead of me. I didn't... Yeah, I should have known there was a manga. I just haven't read it yet. So. Okay, so we are officially on day 208. Which means we have 1 day left here, and then we're out. Let's see. A travois, 2 exits. Okay, and let's see what else can we check on. We killed a bunch of wolves again tonight. We are at how many wolves? 66 wolves. I guess we just killed one more wolf. Okay, so we're at 208. 16. It's one more wolf, I guess. Oh, I guess, well, let's see. We'll wait. We'll do the wait. Pastime. Okay, so that's where we're at. Let us figure out... Oh, I guess before we go, we could probably read a poem, so let's do that. Um, do, do, do. Poems chooser. Array. Okay, so we'll read this one. This is from my second book of poetry from Babbage's Dream, published by Sundress Publications in 2017. We're going to read a poem called Array. It's right at the beginning of the book. Okay. So this is from a series of poems that take programming terms and turn them into poetry. Like take the concept as well as the way it works both in English and within the context of programming. And also like relates back to maybe some of the history of computer programming or history of computers, or ties back into my own work experiences. So here we go. Array. A data structure that is a fixed size sequential collection of elements of the same type. This dark finery of words, a blackbird dress, woven labor of thought, the legless man and the mechanical Turk, the million monkeys at their machines, what midnight lines we have strung together out of a strange script, overwritten with zeros and ones, numbered in our cubicles, in our spaces, countered, our hands spread out like an arrangement of dimes, a coincidence of faces, the scattered signs rising and falling, the slow-working lungs of the binary sea. The program is a careful cathedral, an intersection of lines, the unknown body of the world, our communion, our heap formed of pattern, code, the burst of light. Here is a history of failures, each no more than a shape of itself. The logos we wear, the names we've forgotten, the ash and maple growing a leaf at a time, ordered simplicity. Paris filmed at night could be here, could be Alphaville, could be wherever night blooms from the bare-limbed trees. Someone wears a bright necklace of numbers, a ring of iron, a long starry dress, heels that might break the world. And so there's a lot of different things packed into this particular poem. One thing is it is a list. It is like all these things are separated out by commas. They can stand alone as these separate images, but they do build into something of like these little mini narratives throughout the whole thing. The Legless Man and the Mechanical Turk, if you know the history of 19th century history of technology or of robots, you might be familiar with the automaton chess player or the Mechanical Turk, which was a fake robot chess player. And one of the speculations was that because people really didn't know how it worked, is that hidden inside somewhere was a legless man, like a war amputee who was a chess master. That was one solution that people had come up with. It was like, oh, the only way he could fit in there is if he was really tiny. So that would probably mean he's a war amputee. So that was one theory. The million monkeys at their machines, that's just like an old nod to like, you know, the 10 million monkeys or 100 million monkeys banging away on typewriters. Can they produce, you know, a Shakespeare play or a Shakespeare sonnet? And, you know, as programmers, sometimes we felt like that we're just sitting there banging away on our keyboards, trying to produce something that's a masterpiece, but, you know, could just as easily be, you know, a mess. A few other little things here. The program is a careful cathedral. There was like one of the major or prominent texts on the history of computers is George Dyson's Turing's Cathedral, which is a history of the early 20th century computer. And so I kind of borrowed that idea of the cathedral. Alphaville, which is mentioned here, Paris filmed at night could be here, could be Alphaville, is a nod to the 1965 film by Jean-Luc Godard, which is kind of a weird sci-fi detective love story. It's just kind of weird. And one of the things about Alphaville was that when Godard filmed it, he didn't invest in building like elaborate sets. He just chose like interesting architecture, like modernist architecture, or like newer like some of the newer, mostly it was modern architecture in Paris that had the influence of the idea of futurism in there. So he would just shoot them in different angles or focus on different parts of them to give them a sense of them not being from our time, but from being another time altogether. And that's how he captured it as sort of a futuristic place. Just using different angles and different lights to make it seem like the future. So that's a few different things out of Array. So hopefully you enjoyed that little behind the scenes on the poem. We're going to find someone to raid. I guess that's the next step here. So, who can we go check out here? Okay, Tic Tac Poe is up. AV is up. Trying to think if there's anyone else that we haven't visited for a while. Okay, let's go and pop over to AV, I think. So I think we'll go over and visit Acidic Virus, who is currently doing a post-work Sunday chill, trying to do a keg stand, I think. Yeah, Alphaville's trippy. Like, there are parts of it that are really, like, beautiful and compelling. The whole, like, interrogation scenes between Alpha 60 and Lemmy Caution, who's the detective who's actually posing as a journalist. Those conversations, the dialogue is often Caution, who's the detective, often is using lines from surrealist poetry, French surrealist poetry. Well, the computer Alpha 60 moves between asking more traditional interview questions to, in other parts of the film, Alpha 60 kind of monologues and talks in a way that actually draws heavily on fiction from like sort of the European French fiction that was focused on, I'm trying to remember what it was, but anyways, it's like these two different aesthetic approaches that are in dialogue, and a lot of other things. The other thing that I always found fascinating is that they don't spend a lot of money developing like a very complicated looking machine to represent the supercomputer. Most of the time it's represented simply by a suspended like ball behind a like a fan. So it's just like a box fan with a light that flickers behind it. And then also the voice is voiced by Godard found someone who had lost their actual voice box due to throat cancer, and it had instead used an electric device to create vibration. So it's like this unearthly like sound, non-human sounding voice that vibrates weirdly, and that's the voice of Alpha 60. Kind of a gravelly and weirdly, there's some weird sound qualities to the voice which are pretty fascinating. Okay, so let's get to Acidic Virus then. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Do appreciate your company and your willingness to tag along on this adventure. We are nearing the exit. We will be out of here next stream and going into Forlorn Muskeg. Wouldn't it be funny if we rolled like one day in Forlorn Muskeg and just had to book it to some place to camp out? Yeah, we would have all this extra meat, but we're going to have to come back to Forlorn Muskeg. So that's one of the reasons why we're bringing on all the food. It's because we're going to pop over to Bleak, come back to Forlorn Muskeg, then go out. Okay, so we're going to head out. Thanks again, and have a great night.